Lloyd Vehicle Consulting stickers, t-shirts and mugs are available by clicking the link to the Google form in the video description below. Good morning. Today is the 16th of April. It's the day after the Pride of Longbridge. But we're here at the Transport Museum at Wythall, which is near Birmingham. I'm actually here for a particular event. It's called the Longships and Octagons event. But there's another club, apart from the people who are participating in the Longships and Octagons event, called the Bromsgrove Car Club, I believe. And they've got a little breakfast meeting happening here. And some interesting stuff. A whole mix of things. Got this, I think, 40s Ford pickup. It's sort of like a rat look. Looks like the grill's made of wood. I have absolutely no idea what this is, apart from the fact it's a Ford. But somebody obviously loves it. So we've certainly got some variety today. This looks like a sort of Model A coupe or something. But really, I'm just speculating. I don't know much about things like this, viewers. I'm sure some of you know far more than I do. So we've got very late Morris van. 70 to 71 registration, so right at the end. Built not very far from here. I think Adderley Park was where they were made at the end. It's like an ex-post office van, that one. Then more fine Midlands craftsmanship with these Armstrong-Siddeleys. I wonder if these are the ones that I would have seen at the NEC Practical Classics Restoration show last month. Possibly, I can't remember. I filmed 15 parts when I was there over 3 days, so if that's not the case, then I apologise. But certainly something meets with my approval, and it's the fact that both of these seem to have beige leather interiors. I do like a nice beige leather interior, viewers. Also, someone very sensible has fitted some larger indicator and rear light units to this one, which is probably better for everyday driving, isn't it? So they are different models. You can tell the rear end is completely different. This is a Star Sapphire. I don't know which one this is. I think another type of Star Sapphire. I think they're different models. One's the 346. I honestly can't remember sort of much else about these really, apart from the fact that they're very nice, and that has a very interesting column-mounted automatic gearbox. I think they finished production in about 1960 from memory. Yes, you can see we've got some people arriving for the Longships and Octagons event. See those later. Ooh, R53 Owners Club. Excellent. I have just filmed an episode of No Budget Reviews on one of these. It hasn't been released yet, but it is out now if you're a channel member. It was a lot of fun. I filmed it on 1st of April at the Fuel Power Gathering down at Kyneton, Jilk's Garage. They're quite fast, and they do make a nice noise actually, these. Although, having a look under the bonnet of one of these, they are a little bit tight to work on. Ooh, a Jowett. Wow. Celebrating the 100th anniversary of the Jowett Car Club. So this isn't a Bradford, because those were vans, but it looks very similar in many respects to one of those. I imagine this is from the 1930s. And we've got Austin 1100, an early one, 1964. It is lovely. I have driven a 1964 Austin 1100 like this one. It had a blue interior rather than this sort of beige one. These were absolutely terrible for rust back in the day, but this one looks very well preserved. They're really nice to drive actually. These cars don't have synchromesh on first gear. They don't have servo-assisted brakes. Some of the later ADO 16s do, but at this time they didn't. They're still nice to drive though. Ooh, Hudson. My feeling is this is from the 1940, something like that. I wouldn't really know. It's not really my special area of use. Yeah, pre-50 American Auto Club, so not too far off. 1965 Ford F100. I think I saw that Mini yesterday as well. Yes, I would have done. Still got no door locks on it in 65. I think they call those the Mini Countrymen. I might be wrong. So we'll have a look at the custom cab Ford F100 with twin I-beam. I think that's to do with the suspension. I wonder if it's still got the original V8 in it. Who knows? And now we're into some territory with one of the cars you would have seen yesterday. An early 216 GSI. I think this is a 1990. Yeah, it's a 1990. Ooh. That's very close to a beige leather interior view. It might even be one. I've done one of these actually on No Budget Reviews a very long time ago, and I've owned two 216 R8s myself. Both of them with this engine and gearbox combination. Is this a manual or an auto? What's a manual? No, the ones that I've driven have been automatics. They tend to be more common actually these days because sort of people used to buy these generally tended to be elderly, and they would go for an auto. But that's a manual. That'll drive very nicely then. And then we have a Lotus Evora, I think this says. Is this a Lotus Evora with a beige leather interior, viewers? It's just more a cream colour. It certainly meets with my approval. I like this colour very much. That's very nice. Trafalgar Blue, Morris Minor 1000 two-door saloon, 68-69. Pretty much exactly the same as the one that I filmed last year on Transport Secondhand Classics, actually. Yeah, you can pick these up actually for not that much money sometimes if it's this type of minor, the sort of later ones. Again, you've got to be aware of certain things when you're driving one of these. There's no synchromesh on first, there are drum brakes, and there's no servo, so can be interesting. They're not that fast either really, but it doesn't matter. You can make lots of upgrades to make them faster, to give them better brakes, and make the gearbox a bit early, a bit better. You can put in something like, I don't know, a Ford Type 9 gearbox, but some people like them as they are, and I understand that. And C Mazda MX-5 2007. What if this is the one with the 6-speed gearbox, so it's just a 5-speed? Just a 5-speed. Some of the higher models actually had a 6-speed gearbox, which is like the one I drove. I think 2021 I drove in NC. It was a Sport Black from 2012, so it's a bit later than this one. Is this a turbo Astra G coupe? Certainly looks like it. Styled by Bertone, of course. These are getting rare now. Yes, it is. It's the turbo version. Lots and lots and lots of fun. One problem with this gearbox was that it wasn't strong enough of the car really, and so you can have issues with them. But that's actually very handsome, isn't it? Problem is, it's an Astra, and so people didn't really care about them very much. But very nice. 1971-72 Triumph TR6 with seats from, I think that's seats from an MX-5 or a Unos Roadster, Japanese spec MX-5. So it's got speakers in the headrest. I might be wrong. That's a nice looking car, isn't it? Some older MGs and ones that the event here. A couple of BGTs. This one's a 69-70. Got to keep that roof closed today. Hopefully it won't rain any more than it has been. And then we've got later one here, 72, 73 with some mini light wheels, or some style wheels I should say. You can still put one of these up for less than £5 in some cases. If Mr. Honda from Jeff Buys Cars was here, I know what he'd be looking at. Nice 850. I don't know what spec this is actually. It looks like it's a fairly late 850. It's a 96, 97. They finished in early 97. It's pretty similar to the one that I drove that used to belong to him towards the end of last year. Subaru Imprezas. Now, is this a Blobeye or Hawkeye? I think this is a Hawkeye. So we'll put it right at the end of the second generation production, so 2007, 2008. Matches the plate. Toyota Starlet final generation. I forget what the actual model code was for these. Obviously someone's got an Ian Seabrook sticker in there, which is not surprising because he used to own one of these. I don't know if this colour's standard or not. It doesn't look like it is. I think this car's been repainted. All the starts in this country had a 1.3 engine. So what's that? The same era as the Volvo, would be 96, 97. Triumph Stag, a really, really early one. But a 1970 only on an H. One of the very first. With these sort of earlier wheels that they came with. This is a manual and auto. Oh, it's an auto, okay. Yeah. And next to it, something we very much like, viewers. Triumph Dolomite 1850 HL. This might be just before they started calling it the 1850 HL. I don't see 1850 HL badge on the back. So it'll probably be a 75. I have driven one of these, viewers, on Sensible Secondhand Classics last September. This car has been made to look a bit more like a Sprint. It's got the front air dam and the Sprint alloy wheels, but that completely meets with my approval because I used to have a 1500 SE Dolomite, which has been converted like that as well. So yeah, that looks great. I think that colour's mimosa yellow. I might be wrong. Ooh, very, very nice, viewers. 1991 to 92 Ford Fiesta Mark III gear. Or is this a flight? Should be a gear badge around here somewhere. It's got electric windows up to the top. Yeah, it could be a gear, it could be a flight. They were quite similar. I don't know what engines are that actually. Let's have a look at this 205. I think those are GTI wheels that have been repainted. I might be wrong. GL. Quite a late 205. They made them for our market until 1996. So L93, 94. Nice steering wheel. I don't know if it would have been standard at the time, but I like it. I've driven a couple of 205s, and they are just sublime. Actually, they're sublime cars. 309 is similar to a 205. Even these doors are very similar. I don't know what engine's in this fuse. I better be careful. It's a 309 style. I presume that's just got, I don't know, 1.4 in it or something. This is one of the facelifted 309s that came in around, I think it was 1988, 89 was the facelift. So it has the lower sill at the back. So yeah, that plate suggests 89, 90. Style was the absolute base model actually on these. Ooh, a CLK, first generation one. I did one of these on No Budget Reviews a really, really long time ago. I think it was in 2021. And it was very popular. It was a convertible version. I don't know what engine's in this one. It's the Elegance model. It has a nice interior, sort of grey one. But I don't know. Presumably it's a 6-cylinder. It's a bit longer than the 4-cylinder ones would be in the engine bay. The year 2000. And yes, it's got little bits of rust coming through, but they all do that, sir. Goodness me, Renault Dauphine and right-hand drive. I suppose it could be an Ondine, but somebody's not got the standard interior in there at all. My feeling is that's not the original 845cc engine in there either. That'll be a bit faster than the original ones were. Be about 1960, something like that. I think they came out around 56, but I might be wrong. Ooh, Ford Capri, 2-litre laser. 85, 86 on a C. 2-litre Pinto engine, Type 9 gearbox. Can't remember the name of this colour now, but that's looking very nice. I think it's got a front air dam on it, which would have been standard. A couple of TVRs here. Obviously my favourite one's going to be one on the left, because we've got dark green. I think this is an S2 from memory. Could be wrong. 1990-91 plate. This one, if that's the original plate, it'll be 93-94. Those Citroen CX mirrors, viewers. Maybe tell me in the comments section below. I think the rear lamps are off Ford Escort Mark IV or something. I can't remember exactly. I think something like that. This one's got a V8 engine. Maybe they were just called the V8. I can't remember now. It's been a while since I've actually studied any information about TVRs. And we've got a Morgan. I think this is an Aero 8. These were really controversial when they came out, and to be honest, I kind of understand why. The styling still looks a little bit on the odd side, but we do have triple windscreen wipers on the front, and we have a beige leather interior, so it can't be that bad. And it's even got wood in it. I do like a nice beige leather interior. I think these are made about 2008. I might be wrong about that. Then we've got a Daimler. This is a 2.5 litre V8 Daimler, based on a Jaguar Mark II. This will be sort of mid-60s. Not every local authority adopted the suffix plates until 1965, so it might well be maybe like a 63, 64, or even slightly earlier. Can't remember when these came out now. The very late ones of these were called a V8 250. But this is dark green, viewers, with a beige leather interior and wood. Plenty of it. I do like a nice beige leather interior with wood. Start as you mean to go on. This has just turned up, but I don't think it's even an Armstrong-Siddeley. I think it's just a Siddeley special. It would be even earlier than the other two. I don't know anything at all about these. This is definitely pre-war. I'd say early 30s. It's a beautiful old thing, isn't it? Got the BMW Zeta right here, BMW Zeta 300. These are built in Brighton, I think, for our market. Italian design, but licensed by BMW and then subsequently licensed by another company in this country. Thank you. And fabulous, really. Is that where you put the petrol in? Anyway, that's enough for this first video from today at Transport Museum Wythall. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, leave a comment below, and we shall see you again soon for more not very accurate information.